What's the motherfucking deal? I hope y'all are all feeling lovely on this fabulous fucking Friday. I hope you're feeling fab. Welcome to Sauce Sports, man. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports is a Houston, Texas Homer network. With that being said, you know, we're talking all sports, but only Houston. And we're going to talk about a few things tonight, and we're going to get into some discussion, and we'll try to, it may be a little bit shorter sauce this evening, but we'll try to get some sauce line open, and we'll get some discussion going. But tonight we're going to talk about the Texans that are trending today. And, of course, I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about what they saw last night. I know a lot of people are excited. And I think there's a significant amount of things that we have to consider, you know, when talking about what took place last night, some of the important things that we may have noticed, but we have to talk about the most important thing of all. And if you're not familiar with how we do this, the most important thing is you, the fresh motherfucking ingredients, man, because I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the fact that you guys take the time to stir up some sauce with your boy damn near every evening. I know I took an evening or two off this week, but it's only to bring y'all good flavor for yesterday, and I ain't gonna have to worry about that, you know, in the near future, because, you know, got some things kind of pre-prepared, so, you know, everything can start looking good. I ain't got to start from scratch. But the fresh motherfucking ingredients, man, that's you guys, man. You guys make the fucking sauce. You guys are the freshest flavor that makes the sauce so delicious. It makes us want to serve it up every motherfucking night. So let's get into it, man. Let's see who we got in the mix. And then we're going to get into it after that. So I see Voodoo Child holding it down, Voodoo style. Broderick Brooks, J. Pac, Seth Clark, Darren Davis, a.k.a. Swisher. What's the motherfucking deal? Hurricane Ike is back. It's blowing down in town. Mr. Agent Pikachu 335 already. Isaiah Ramirez, what's the motherfucking deal? Nathan King, what's the motherfucking deal? Anthony Montez, okay, yeah, early is the deal, man. We're glad you could join us. DeMarcus Johnson, what's the motherfucking deal? Frank, the motherfucking tank, what's the motherfucking deal? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Trey, what's the motherfucking deal? KSA 57, Hector Rodriguez, what's the motherfucking deal? And again, yeah, man, hey, and I slipped up a little bit. I'm glad you shouted that out, Hector Rodriguez. Some of y'all new to this, man. This is the Sauce Nation roll call, and that's what I mean by the fresh motherfucking ingredients, man. Let me drop that for y'all. And when it comes to the Sauce Nation roll call, man, yeah, you shout out your side with pride if you are from the city, and if you're not from the city of Houston, you know, let us know where to send a little bit of that digital computer level. I was so excited to get back and stir up flavor with y'all. Look, I forgot to tell y'all all about the roll call. So hey, it is what it is. But y'all, you know, you motherfuckers who've been regular, you know, who are mandatory ingredients, you know, y'all keep me on point. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I appreciate that love. Y'all keep me on my toes, man. What's up from the north side? Shout out to Victor. Let me make sure I ain't missing nobody. Let me see. we got a couple of folks that we're gonna talk about that are trending up. South Houston, Texas, already. Pasadena, I see you. Pass it, get down, Dina. South Park, already. San Antonio, already. Hey, man, we got love for SA. You know what I'm saying? Except during basketball season. You know, unless you want to convert over to the Rockets, hey, you're more than welcome. You know, if you want to leave the big girls in the churros. But you can bring some of the big girls in the churros with you. I don't mind a BBW. Now, it's the difference between a BBW and a FAB. You know, even though it is Fab Friday, that's Kush Den talk. Y'all might not be prepared for all that. I ain't gonna get in there. If y'all ain't familiar with the Kush Den, make sure you check out the Kush Den. We will have a Kush Den at 10 tonight, a little bit later on. Shout out to the South Side, man. I see you, Outlaw. But shout out to Savage Rock and Roll, man. Glad to see you. Like I say, Trey, Anthony, make sure I'm Boss Keys. What's the motherfucking deal? Let me see, make sure I ain't missing nobody, man. I want to make sure everybody gets that love, man. Y'all get in here early, and I just want to make sure I can share a little bit of love with y'all, man. That's the least that I could do, man. Because again, like I say, hey, I appreciate y'all, man. I don't want y'all to ever think I take this for granted. Because like I say, I could be some asshole sitting here talking to myself all goddamn day. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Hector, man. I appreciate that. But let's just get into it, man. I want to talk about trending Texans. You know, we've had a little while to quite sit on. Ain't quite been 24 hours. It's probably been closer to what, maybe about 19 or, well, now maybe a little more, maybe about 20 hours or so, 20, 21 hours, something like that. Somewhere in the range. Goddamn, I ain't no mathematician. To kind of sit on it, to kind of marinate, you know, to kind of, you know, formulate our own opinions. And, especially when you're in the heat of the moment, some things you see, some things you don't see. Sometimes you got to go back and kind of rewatch some things. And I want to talk about Texans trending today. And y'all know during the regular season, I usually do Texans trending Tuesday. Excuse me. I can't lie. I ate a little bit of Taco Bell right before I got on the stream. So I was about 30 seconds late. What's up, Texas boy? What's the motherfucking deal? And, we just kind of talk about who's trending up and who's trending down. And I think we have a lot of names, again, first preseason game. Let's not get overhyped, but let's get hyped because it is fucking football season. Hey, man, there's no greater feeling. Hey, NFL is king. I don't care what nobody says. With everything else going on, it's good to see a little pigskin. So let's get into it, man. A couple of Texans I want to talk about. I think first and foremost, I think the guy that surprised a lot of people, like I felt like we all thought that he would be able to contribute, but I think with the consistency in which he did, Duke Ejiofor. I want to talk about him because what people may not have realized, he went up against a couple of starting O-linemen yesterday, for a couple of plays. And he made plays on them. It wasn't like he was just second and third stringers. He made plays. He looked seasoned out there. Like, hey, this ain't nothing new. He's true to the game. He's a true pass rusher. Shout out to Wise, man, and shout out to Wink. They both dropped some videos earlier today. You know what I'm saying? Link in the description if you want to check out their channel, their channels, each and individually. And then the rest of the round table, all the links are in the description, man. Make sure you show some love. They always show love and support the sauce, man. So shout out to everybody. But Duke was looking real good, man. And I don't want to say it was a surprise, but the consistency in which he was around the ball, pressuring the ball, making my homies, have to step it up, making them come off the rock, just making plays. I mean, it's something to take note of because, again, like I said, he did that against some of their starting tackles. And you have to appreciate that. And like I say, we'll talk trending up first, and then we'll get to trending down because we have to acknowledge who wasn't as advertised yesterday. But we're going to start with trending up first. Let me see. What do you say? I think DeAndre smashed and passed, man. He smashed and he ducked off. I told you he ran a go route, not the whole route. He hit that and he caught out. So, hey, it is what it is. Shout out Terry Simmons. What's the motherfucking deal? I think, I don't know if you've been in a minute. That might be a new name. I'm not sure. But if you are, welcome to the sauce. Thin, what's the motherfucking deal? Hope I said that right. But again, man, if y'all new to this, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, man. We do this every night. We talking H-Town sports, but when it's football season, it's mainly Texans. Another guy that we definitely have to acknowledge, jumping on the other side of the ball, man, Savage, I appreciate that love, man. Let me make sure that everybody can hear to make sure I got the sound on for y'all. Man, I definitely appreciate that, man. I thank you for that. It makes me feel special. Makes me feel a little warm tingling in my heart. Man, and if y'all don't know, it is fucking Friday. So whatever's been bothering y'all all week, whatever's been getting on your nerves, whatever's just I'll let y'all catch that.
Honcho, you have become my go-to for Texans talk.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I really do. Like that sincerely. Like, thank you. But like I say, man, it's fucking Friday. So whatever's been bothering you, man, whatever's been getting on your nerves, whatever's just been frustrating you, let that shit out in the chat. And if we get some time, we'll open up the sauce line and y'all can call in. Hey, if it's your coworkers, if it's your old lady, if it's your neighbor, if it's your damn dog, Scotty get on my damn nerves sometimes. Sometimes be like, fuck Scotty. All they want to do is eat and go outside and attack the pillows and shit. But hey, I love him. He's cool. But sometimes it's fuck him. But we have to talk about Jordan Akins. Okay. We've been hearing rumblings and rumors and we've been hearing a little bit of this, a little bit between him and Jordan Thomas, throughout camp. And again, camp, couple of weeks, hey, guys are coming back trying to get in shape. So some guys may be a little bit more advanced than others, but I think it came to fruition with the first two passes that he's ever caught in an NFL situation, both going for touchdowns. So I want to say Akins has definitely positioned himself in consideration for that starting tight end job. So first, let me get a little sip. And if y'all are wondering, y'all are just saying, hey, Honcho, what are you sipping out of? Or what are you sipping on? Let me just, a little shameless self-promotion there. Look, the best sports talk in Houston. Thank you. I finally came in today, so I had to rep with that. But he said, hey, I think he definitely positioned himself to be in consideration for that starting job. Now, we'll have to look a little bit more with blocking, but it was a couple of plays where he was downfield, he was blocking well. Couple of things there. So, I mean, I like what I saw from him overall. But if we want to talk about the other tight ends, I want to say, not to get too excited, not to get too far ahead. Griffin may still be holding down that spot, being as, it's kind of his job to lose. And we saw the rapport with him and Watson last year. And you have to wonder if Akins and Watson have that same kind of vibe, that same kind of connection, which I would assume that they would. I don't see why not. The thing else, I definitely agree. What's up, OB Highlights? What's the motherfucking deal? Man, y'all go check out OB Highlights too, man. Show them some love, man. Putting out some great highlight videos. Always showing love to the Texans. Make sure y'all check that out. Hey, look, and then tell them Honcho sent you, man. Y'all can thank me later. Definitely, y'all will definitely enjoy that. Thomas, big solid blocking guy. Akins looked like he was holding his own. But again, if we're talking about that tight end group as a whole, I'm gonna be honest. The guy that I was looking most forward to, the guy that I thought was going to take a step up this year, I think he may be on the bubble. I think he may be on the bubble, man, and I'm concerned about that because I like Steven Anderson. We saw Steven Anderson come through last year and make some plays, some crucial catches, late in games, showed good hands. But I'm just kind of wondering, has he regressed a bit, or what is going on? If you want to get the mug, you can go to staysaucy.com. It'll take you straight to the shop where I have some Sauce Sports gear. I'm going to have a couple of other shirts coming out. I'm going to say I should have them all done and kind of lined up. The little shop for that should be done tomorrow. That'll be on a different link. I'm going to use a different source with that. But if you want one of the mugs, you can go to staysaucy.com. It'll take you there. But, man, like I say, I liked Anderson. I've liked Anderson, what he's brought in, but, again, he could be, even though they say him and whatchamacallit about the same size, which I guess the weight distribution is a bit different because they don't look the same size, him and Akins. And I liked what I've seen from Anderson in the years. He's more of a receiver type guy, and I don't really see him competing with this receiving group that we have. I don't know what's going on with Anderson, man. I really don't know what's going on with Anderson, but I would like to see him make it. I would like to see him make it. Vampire Lord, Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal? Samuel, what's the motherfucking deal? You know what I'm saying? What's good, Wink? What's the motherfucking deal? And so my deal with Anderson is he might not make the big chop, man. Whenever cuts come, he might not make the big chop. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that plays out. I'm concerned about that because, again, he had a chance to show that, he can make the same plays as Aiken. And we're talking about later in the game against, lesser quality talent and drops the passes. Another guy we got to talk about, and not, he had a couple of plays where, he was getting guarded by Emerson. I want to talk about Sammy Coates, that is. Had a couple of plays where he was being guarded by Emerson. And Emerson was a guy a bunch of people asked about, and we're talking about the Texans should go get in the offseason. I was like, no. There's a reason he's let go. And I think y'all saw why last night. You know what I mean? That guy is, if he survives the Chiefs cuts, that's saying a whole lot. I mean, if that's the guy you went and got to replace Peters, the Chiefs are chiefing some dope. They chiefing big dope. So that's definitely not the move. But again, Coates was able to draw a few penalties on him. Now, I don't know if that's advantage Colts or just how ass Emerson is, but after that, he went and made a couple of catches. And again, even the ones that he did have some interferences on, he was close to making some plays on. So I'm going to give Coates a couple of brownie points. I'm going to give him a few brownie points on that one. Man, what's the motherfucking deal, Scrooston? What's going down? Daddy Scrooston. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down with the father duties. But my thing is again, a couple of brownie points. I'm not going to go too far, but I'm saying that he's looking good in the receiver conversation because I know a lot of people have mentioned two of the younger guys, and that was Vincent Smith and Jester Weah. Jester had a chance to make a big play I think that he kind of lost some stock because, excuse me, he didn't dive out for that pass. I mean, it was in his fucking fingertips, easy touchdown, and he just didn't stretch out for it. Honestly, probably really didn't have to dive for it. But either way, it was easy touchdown, and he didn't make that pass. But talking about another guy, and I know a guy that people have given a lot of shit. What's up, Dave? What's the motherfucking deal? A lot of shit. Lamar Miller. And, you know, we've been saying, hey, don't give Lamar as much shit as you're giving him because he can only run the plays that are called. And if B.O.B. wasn't putting him in a position to be a successful running back, all of that isn't on him. We knew we had booty cheeks for O-linemen last year. And he just had to do what he could do. And we saw that when he would run to the outside runs, he ate. And again, that's where he eats. That's his bread and butter. A lighter Lamar Miller is looking like a killer. I mean, I'm excited to see what he can do. And I wonder about a couple of things. I mean, do you think he has concerns about, you know, hey, well, they got a young buck in Deontay, even though he's injured. He started to show that he can do some things. He started to show that, shit, he might be pressing me for my starting job. So do you think that might be a factor in the reason Lamar Miller decided to lighten up and kind of get back to Miami weight where he played great? You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's definitely going to be somebody you're going to have to pay attention to. And shit, if he's going to play like that and if, excuse me, Foreman can come back and look like a semblance of his old self before he got injured, I think we're going to have a nice 1-2 punch similar to that 1-2 punch of Foster and Tate, except, you know, those guys were a bit bigger. You know, Miller's not that big. He's not going to be able to, you know, necessarily deliver the blow like that, but he's definitely a shifty guy, and he's going to be able to make, you know, he's going to make motherfuckers pay. So that's kind of what we want from him. We don't want him trying to bang with nobody. That's not his gig. Miller was looking real good. So I'll say Miller is trending up definitely. Even though a lot of people are talking about cut him, trade him, get rid of him, you know, all that type of stuff. Speaking of running backs, we'll stick with running backs. Troymaine Pope, and I see a lot of y'all talking about, you know, Irvin. It's a wrap for Irvin. I think I have to agree. My thing is, like, what's in my cup? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. You know, hey, we do it for the city. Troymaine Pope was looking good out there. Showed he got nice hands, so he can catch out the backfield. Show he's got the quickness. He can motherfucking me run. I see people saying cut Blue, but I think the thing with Blue is Blue gives you the asset of being a solid special teams guy. A solid special teams guy. You know what I'm saying? What Pope was, but what persuasion? Come on now. Just because he didn't make that one play in the end zone, Pope was solid. Pope was looking nice last night. Making guys miss. You know, he was definitely showed good footwork. I know they're talking about the Coleman and the Swanson kid. I don't know. Did Swanson even get in the game? If he did, I definitely missed it. I saw Coleman try to get in on that when they tried to push it in on fourth down, trying to get the first, and he again got stonewalled just like he did in practice, and that's why they had to do push-ups. So they should have knew better from that. Hey, look, Bill, you're gonna have to be like Deshaun. You know, hey, when you make a mistake one time, don't make that don't make that same mistake again. Oh no, you got to go back and catch it before the fourth. He was looking good. He was looking real good. You know what I mean? The other thing is I'll hit you after the stream and chop it up with you about that one, Scrooston. Duke was looking good. Yeah, we talked about Duke. Blue, my thing with Blue, though, like I said, he gives you the special teams asset. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's a bet. The special teams assets, what you get from Blue, and so he has a little bit of leverage there, but what I'm hearing, you know, I'm hearing guys like Coleman and Swanson are supposed to be looking good. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm just gonna be kind of iffy until I see it with my own eyes. You're talking about Thornton. I think Thornton is his name. Thornton or Thornton, 36 of y'all are talking about. Josh, I think Josh Thornton is his name, something like that. Yeah, and he made a couple of plays in camp because I remember seeing a little, again, like we had talked about, he had made some plays on Coates. But my thing is, That's say less. Is that the new thing? Goddamn, I heard somebody else say that. Say less shit. Say less, pay less. Goddamn. But my thing is, Thornton was looking good, making some plays. But I want to talk about the duo that we have in Cole and Cunningham. Those two make me feel good about the future of this Houston Texans defense. Just knowing that we have solid linebacking across the board. It's just, it's a good feeling. And they were young. Man, that's what I've told you I like Scarlett because right before he got hurt, he was making a couple of plays where I had some faith in him. I felt like he was starting to step it up a notch. He had a couple of plays last night where I think he kind of took a little bit of a bad angle because he could have had him a sack or two or a couple of more. Because I want to say, did he have one or he had a pressure? But he could have definitely. He had a play early on in the game where he kind of took a bit of a bad angle. But Scarlett's going to be nice too. That's what I say. That whole. Just almost that entire group of the front seven is almost, I mean, it's like almost nobody's trash. I mean, let's be. I mean, are the Texans more talented than we've been giving them credit for? And that's what I'm saying. With no JJ, no Merciless, no Clowney, okay, which is the guys that we talk about the most. And again, the starting corners got a little bit of spot duty here and there. Johnson was in for a little bit. Again, Joe, it was just, I mean, I'm liking what I saw. Again, it's preseason. Man, it's let's not get too excited. But fuck that. Let's get excited because we might be sitting on something here, that we may have been underestimating some of the talent because we're just so used to the big names. We're so used to seeing certain guys. I think we are going to be stacked across the board, and it's going to be one of these situations where, man, pick your poison. We're going to kill you regardless, so pick your poison, how you want it. You know what I'm saying? So Kevin Johnson wasn't targeted. Mahomes, he's the GOAT. Mahomes, that's my homeboy. He ain't, I ain't trying to eat no crow, so he ain't want to target Kevin Johnson. Nah, but, you got to think about this stuff. These guys realize, they hear what these other guys are doing in camp. It's a preseason game, but they're talking about it. They're talking about their competition. And he may be thinking, shit, I ain't got nobody out here like D-Hop. I might not want to test this young man. You know what I mean? But but I think I agree with you, Scrooge, like 100%. There's a reason that these guys have been happy. Matter of fact, I ain't got them on the list, but that's a trending up Texan. Romeo Crennel, the return of Romeo. You see a difference, even though it wasn't just a whole lot of complex stuff, a lot of base shit. You just see these guys play with a different motor. You see these guys play with a different level of intensity. And I think it's the way that he conveys the message. I think Vrabel's like a one-tone guy. He's always yelling. He's one of those intense, I want to say drill sergeant type guys, but it's one way or no way. I think Rack possesses, because he's had the experience of being here for so long, that he knows how to communicate with different guys. He knows that some guys need to be talked to a certain way, other guys need to be educated a certain way, and then some guys just need to be finessed a little bit. So that's kind of my deal. Like, Romeo Crennel may be the biggest asset overall for that entire defense. The energy, we've heard all camp, hey man, we're happy Rack is back. Like, and it's nobody really threw shade at Vrabel, but what they meant when when you mentioned Romeo Crennel, you saw the faces light up. You know what I mean? And so that's a good thing. Yes, shameless self-promotion. I have no problem doing that. Mug on me. But again, so a couple other guys I want to talk about. I saw y'all mentioning Whedon earlier. Whedon started off 2 not so bueno passes, but then came out and went 9 straight. And again, that front seven, that fucking what's his name? They ain't even finished up with Cole and Cunningham, because like they are a duo that I feel is going to feed off each other throughout the season and throughout the next few years. when the opportunity arises, they better make sure to lock up Dylan Cole. Look, you may want to make him an offer now while they can still be relatively cheap on an extension. But because that man go command some money before it's all said and done. Now, that little funny built motherfucker can play some fucking foot. Some guys just got it. You know what I mean? You got to have some balls. But some guys just got it, and he's got it. He's got the juice. Cole, like I say, is just when he came in, I wasn't super familiar with him. Smaller school guy. We'll see what happens. Undrafted. That motherfucker is the real fucking deal. Dog. He's gonna bring some nightmares to some people this season. And Cunningham, like I say, is just like I said last night. I went back and watched that play. Like I'm trying to see, like, you have a helmet on, right? You only got so much peripheral vision. How did he see the fucking tipped ball and not only see it, but get around in time to react to it and make a play on that bitch? Yeah, Cunningham had an interception last night. To me, he was solid. How? I mean, instincts are one thing. You know what I'm saying? Instincts are one thing. Reaction is another. But just that whole little sequence, like I say, with Cole applying pressure, tipping the pass, and then because fucking Cunningham was just like in no man's land. You know, and it's just like, how the fuck? But hey, it came to fruition. It was good, so I have no complaints about that. Let me make sure I reward y'all with some sauce, man. Make sure y'all getting all the sauce y'all need. Remember, and I'm gonna make sure I got to go back and I got everybody written down. I haven't delivered the sauce from yesterday, but remember, man, $50K for texting in good comments to the sauce line. $100K for good calls to the sauce line. End of the month, whoever has the most sauce will get some super saucy Sauce Sports merch. Last month's winner was Voodoo Child. He got him there's only two people on the planet that have this limited edition super saucy Sauce Sports mug. And the line's not open yet. I'm going to open up the call line here in a minute. Probably about 5 minutes. I'll open up the call line. But like I say, two people in the world have this super saucy Sauce Sports mug. One of them won it last month for having the most sauce, and the other one is me. So you could be next. Hey, get the most sauce, man. Make sure you gamble wisely. Don't blow it all. But you know what I mean? I got you. I told you I got everybody written down, but I haven't given the I haven't put it all in these sauce accounts. But the thing is, like I said, Cole and Cunningham are going to definitely be the future. And shout out to Broderick. Let me see. Man, Ben. Oh, okay. So remember Ben Coates? He was a big tight end New England had during the Parcells era when it was a pass fan. I think Akins could be that good at that side. I don't see why not. Like I say, I'm definitely impressed. Like I say, I was on the fence with him again. Like I say, wasting it. My deal was the third round on him. I'm like, he's relatively unknown. Doesn't really have the stats to justify a third round pick. But again, it could have been just the situation he was in at UCF. Sometimes it's guys get put in bad situations. I'm definitely considering Savage. I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of still being able to keep the sauce going for the pre and post game and still be in attendance. That's my deal right there. Like, because I love the games, I love all that, but then I love being able to do certain things at the freedom of my home, being able to watch that you can't do in NRG parking lot. But you know what I'm saying? My thing is we're gonna figure it all out. Like I said, we're gonna get it together. But with Akins, because the thing I was like, okay, play a little professional baseball. No matter what professional sport you're in, you have to be an athlete of a higher level. And my deal is just like, okay, if he's a baseball player, he should have, ball tracking down to a T. That shouldn't be an issue. He should have, you would think decent hand-eye coordination. Just the rest of the athleticism, because, baseball players don't always really get credit for being the most explosive athletes. And so that's kind of my deal. That's just kind of how I was. That's my deal with him. And so when I kind of saw him last night in action, making some good plays, I definitely He's definitely trending up. But I want to talk about Whedon a little bit. And Whedon was looking good last night. 9 of 11 for 97 yards, I believe. Good question. Says, if RG3 becomes available, should the Texans pick him up? If they did, who gets cut? Webb or Webb? I think Webb gets cut because I don't think they want to have 3 mobile guys out there, even though I like what I saw from Webb last night. I think Whedon kind of solidified it with a little bit better accuracy. He just looked a little bit more poised out there, in my opinion. And he put the ball more on the money. Webb looks like he throws a friendlier ball. Again, that mobility is a plus. But if you're going to bring in another mobile guy, I think that Webb would be the one to get cut. But the Webb does bring you the special teams. But I think that's a dangerous position to have your backup quarterback also playing on special teams. If he gets fucked up making a tackle or trying to make a play or something like that, then what good is he if your main quarterback goes down? So I think that that's an issue you have to consider. But Whedon looked good last night. Again, delivered some nice passes. Both of those touchdowns to both of them Aikens. And again, like I say, man, just that they had a nice little connection. He was slinging it. So Whedon wins in a Texans uniform. You know what I mean? You said QB 2.5, and I could agree with you on that, OB. Peter. I was looking for him. I didn't see shit from him. I don't think he's gonna make the cut. Jermaine Kelly, I don't think but he just really recently came off the PUP list, and so I think he's just kind of behind everybody else. The thing I like about him just being a taller guy, I could see them maybe entertaining him on the practice squad, possibly. But yeah, I mean, who do y'all think is going to be who do y'all think is going to be the biggest name cut when it comes time for the big chop? Let me make sure I get y'all some love here, man. Y'all been holding down in the sauce. But my thing, like I say, Whedon looked really good, and you went into, by the end of the game, you felt more comfortable with him being your backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You already know how I feel about PFF, and I know you agree with me on that. Analytics are cool. It's a cool thing to talk about, but to me, analytics don't tell the story of a football game, because with PFF, they create certain scenarios. Well, if it looks like this, then we're going to put it in this category. If the play looks like, there's too many moving parts. There's too many pieces when it comes to a football game that, to me, analytics are completely overrated. It looks good. I'll share it if it says something good about our player. Yeah, it looks good, makes you feel good. But I don't think you can translate analytics to football in the same sense that you can with like baseball or basketball. And even basketball is a little sketchier to me. The punting competition might be real interesting before it's all said and done, because I do believe that if you're talking about, because Buddy had a nice couple of punts. Well, I know he had that one I caught him. He put it inside the 10. And he looks like he could be solid. And I agree. Like I say, analytics just they're overrated, man. Overrated to me. But a lot of people live and die by that. Oh, you don't like math. Like, I was arguing with some fucking Titans fans. I'm telling them that Mariota is ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Mariota's trash and had his fucking worst season ever. Well, PFF just said he had his best season ever. Well, you look at the stats that fucking count. What was it, 13 touchdowns to 15 interceptions? You tell me he had his best fucking season because you think math is the game of football. When it comes down, it's wins, losses, yards, touchdowns, shit like that. I mean, you could go and you can fucking twist the shit any kind of way you want to. You know what I'm saying? But let's be realistic. You know what I mean? But he'll lose every game on a bad team. Yeah, and I think I agree with you, OB. I think that we have so much talent, though, in every other position that you just need a solid, a decent quarterback. Because, I mean, think about when this defense was thriving, what 17 was able to do. You know what I mean? Like, we just, and everybody we have is better than 17. So, I mean, of course, now the teams in the division, well, the Jags have gotten better. The Colts, I'm still not sure what they are yet right now. The Titans, yeah, whatever. If y'all ever caught my first 16-0 video, fuck them. because it's about that time. I've been cool. Look, I got love for the Titans fans and all who come through and show love. But, it's that time of the year, man. Fuck the motherfucking Titans. But, again, like I say, both quarterbacks, both backups were looking good. Webb with the mobility, be able to extend plays and being able to find guys. But I think also kind of hindered him. He was playing with some of the lower tier receivers. And if you really think about this. What star receiver did we have in the game yesterday? What star or what veteran? And we really only have two guys, Fuller and Hopkins. But we didn't see any action from those guys. You know what I mean? And we still saw the offense able to move the ball. Sammy Coach take a little better, but I'm talking about just been around, on this Texans team for a few years. My thing is just that I'm telling you, this Texans offense might be a little bit more potent than we gave it credit for. Again, preseason, vanilla shit, and I don't want to get overexcited, but with the combination of that defense and Rat coming back, and we know what Deshaun Watson is going to bring because Deshaun Watson is Whedon and Webb combined, and then some. I only see things looking up, man. And then the thing I did notice about Watson, it didn't seem like he was nervous. Didn't seem like he was concerned at all. Didn't seem like he was moving timidly or anything like that. So I have no concerns with that again. And so how much more shit opens up when you have Fuller on the field, when you have Hopkins on the field, and when you have, Lamar looking like he's looking. I mean, we've only seen a smidget of what this offense can do. Another guy I got to give some love to, a guy I've been talking about a lot this offseason, talking a lot of shit about, was looking good. And I don't know if anybody's heard anything, but Braxton Miller was out there looking nice yesterday. I got to give him a trending up. Braxton Miller was looking real good. Matter of fact, here because like I say, we may be a little bit shorter this evening, so I'm gonna expedite just a little brief. Let me get these texts in, and then I'm gonna open up the sauce line so y'all can call in. Who you see being the leading tackle on this text line? That's I may say McKinney, just cause, but I don't know, man. The leading tackle on this Texan defense, man. I may stick with McKinney just because of the role that he plays. And it's just going to be designed for him to make plays. I'm not expecting a bunch of sacks. I'm not. Oh, that's the bet, White Persuasion. I appreciate that love. See, now we 3 deep. Look, we got the Sauce Mug gang going on. Appreciate that love. I want to say Zach. I like Zach, but I think he's just going to be slightly behind McKinney, man. So my thing is, I'll take it, though. For him to be a rookie, for him to be a guy who, like I say, unseen, I will take it. You say Braxton gets cut because Pope showed off. I think Braxton is okay, he did go back in? Okay, I didn't know. I didn't see if he went back in. Okay, I wasn't sure if he had got hurt or not because I saw him on the corner and when they showed him, they didn't – I don't think they went back to kind of – usually they'll follow up if somebody gets hurt to kind of see what's going on. I didn't see him do that, so I didn't know if he was just, might have got his hand smashed or, what was really taking place. So that's good. That's good to hear. But, yeah, it could be – I think either one of those. I'm going to lean McKinney, but I definitely think that it's going to be I think it's going to be – hold on one second. I think it's going to be – I could lean Cunningham, but I think it's going to be McKinney, in my opinion. I see you, White Persuasion. I appreciate that. But here, let me open up the sauce line so we get a couple of calls in, man. The calls are always great. The calls are always good. Let me get that in, and I'll finish getting to a couple of the points I was making here. And all right. We Gucci.
That's too much sauce.
Oh, man.
Mexican food and margaritas.
Okay, and there goes the third member of the Sauce Mug gang. Already Mexican. Hey, you ain't lying. Look, I just had some Mexican food yesterday, but I ain't had no margaritas, goddamn. Let me make sure I got the right equipment in so we can call. What's up, Wink? I see you calling in. Give me just a second. Oh, shit.
What the hell is Sauce Sports or whatever?
Y'all ain't see that shit. Y'all ain't see that shit. Players fuck up. What's the motherfucking deal, Wink? What kind of sauce you want to drip on the line tonight?
What's going on? What's going on to everybody in the chat? Look, I just wanted to share some quick thoughts since I wasn't in the show last night because everybody was like, "Where's Lincoln? I don't want to be Crow and all of this shit." No, I'm not eating no Crow on Jordan Akins, not just yet. And I already gave my criteria. So, but I did a stream earlier, and the criteria for me to eat Crow for him is going to be simply this: when the season starts, because I don't give a shit about preseason. Y'all can care about it. I don't. The fact that guys are looking good and we can hang our hats on a few guys because what he's doing, I knew he would do. And I called this out like over a month and a half ago. I said he was going to lure dudes in. They were going to be like, oh, he's this, he's that. Because you already got people in there talking about he's the next Gronk and all of this shit. We got to pump our brakes on certain things. Like, be excited. Be glad the dudes are doing what they're doing. But don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked in because when the games count and when the games are on the line and when guys are making the clutch plays that you need to put W's on the charts, that's what we need to be concerned about. My criteria for him is simply this: if he can average between 5 to 7 catches a game, which is very easy to do with the tight end position, it's not hard. If he can do that. And he can average between 70 to 80 yards somewhere in there, but it can fluctuate. You know, just as long as he's in the impact and when the games count and he's making big catches at big times in the game to move the chains, that's part of my criteria. He can do this for about 5 straight games. He can do that. I'll eat all the curry I want. I'll put a suit and tie on. I'll do whatever I got to do to make sure that everybody feels happy because I don't care about being wrong about no player. You eat Crow because I eat Crow because you want these players to be good. I'm not hating none of that. There's nothing I saw in his game beforehand, regardless of what he did last night, that showed me that he was going to be this phenomenal football player that people claim that he already is when he ain't even played a game that counts yet. So I'm just saying, pump the brakes. Everybody go ahead and take a deep breath, and let's focus on the dudes who ain't performing. Because at the end of the day, we saw when the depth finally started going down, people behind these guys, you know, in terms of the secondary and shit like that, started to fade away. And that's how Kansas City was able to gain some ground, even though we were being coached by Romeo Cannell and dudes were making critical stops. So I'm saying depth and things like that are still a problem in certain areas. Not all over the field, just in certain areas. And I wonder what have to say now about the offensive line because they looked stellar last night. They were opening up holes. With the exception of Joe Webb almost getting sacked, which I don't even think he did because he ended up throwing the ball away. Everybody performed well. I know people wanted my opinion last night about how the O-line do. They did a damn good job. Better than anybody could have expected. Lamar Miller, phenomenal. We've been saying Dylan Cole, Ejiofor, and Cunningham were going to show up, and he did that. The surprise to me last night was Brennan Scarlett. Him and Ejiofor was getting the fuck off last night, and that's so glad to see. And now we have an extra person in the pass rush that people have to be worried about. But I know that people get ready to call in. You know, and they got some sauce and shit to spread, and I want to see what people saying in the chat because I know they probably talking shit right now, and we got to go ahead and just like somebody said the other night, we got to bring y'all back to earth. So enjoy everything, be excited. I'm gonna be in the enjoyment and spread the awareness with y'all, but just don't get sucked in just yet because these games don't count. That's my call. Y'all have a good night.
Already appreciate you calling in, Wink. Already. So yeah, I see a bunch of commentary in the conversation. That's that sauce, man. That's that sauce. But yeah, man. Like I said, let's jump briefly because the other guys, like I said, that covered for the most part. The guys I did want to talk about that did well, but let's kind of talk about some of the guys that were not looking as saucy yesterday evening. One of those guys, again, like I mentioned earlier, Anderson, seemed to be a bit disappointing, in my opinion. We've seen him do it. We've seen him thrive in more pressure situations, in real games when the game was on the line, when shit counted. And only to kind of come up short on a easy touchdown, it just it definitely made me sad. D Virgin. Now, we mentioned him briefly before the stream. D Virgin, D Virgin's almost a Jekyll and Hyde situation, because as a secondary player, Virgin's out there getting fucked. But as a special teams player, Virgin's out there fucking boys over. And so maybe he can't thrive under the tutelage of Cronell. And my thing is, too, is this is something you have to count for a lot of the young guys, guys who may be second-year players now. A lot of those guys were set back playing under Vrabel. A lot of those guys didn't get a chance to be educated in the nuances of the defense playing under Mike Vrabel. And I think now a lot of those guys are almost some of those guys are almost like first-year players with Cronell coming back. You got to think about everybody who had advantages, the year prior to. You may have some guys who are third-year guys. That's why I'm so excited to see Cole and Cunningham, because they have a real DC who's basically taking them under his wings. Them dudes are going to ball out. Because the thing is, you see it and you heard it from that they're able to play faster, that they're able to play. That's what I'm saying. That's Vrabel for you, and they so happy to have him. But we try to tell them, Titans fans. Some of us, the sensible Titans fans, listen to us. The delirious, the Meth Mountain fans, the Meth Mountain maniacs, the Meth Mountain fans. What's up, Heidi? What's the motherfucking deal? The Meth Mountain fans don't want to hear it. They spinning right now. They too spun to hear what we're trying to tell them about Mike Vrabel. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's not what you think it is. These are the same fans who justified, he wasn't able to be a good DC because he lost all that talent. But then try to talk shit about, and try to be happy about the win that they got with that same talent missing. So, it is what it is. The Meth Mountain Maniacs. So my thing is this, man. You guys are like, I saw D Virgin. And like I say, he may just be a special teams guy. He may be able to contribute in that aspect because, again, looked good on special teams, had made some good plays. Beta Mosi, better only be a special teams guy. Man, the Meth Mountain. Meth will make you do some crazy shit. Have you ever watched Breaking Bad? Motherfuckers in the yard digging, thinking they own a treasure hunt and shit, and they own front yard. So that might be what made him think Vrabel was solid. D Virgin, looking good. Let me not looking good on special teams. My bad. Hold on, for y'all burned me at the stake for that one. D Virgin looking good on special teams, looking ass in coverage. Especially late in the game, you gotta be able to turn around and make plays. I mean, you can't give up situations like that. That's that crucial game time. You're talking about a game-winning drive possibly, and you ain't getting your head around. Exactly. The cool Treston, man, I didn't see a lot of him. And again, like I said, that's a guy that we, especially at the round table, we've been rooting for. We want to see do very well. But I'm cautious. But I'm rooting for him. I want to see more from him. But again, Beta Mosi, hopefully he's a special teams guy. But the thing that kills me about him is because I've seen highlights of him, and I want to say it was probably OB highlights. Shout out to OB, if I'm not mistaken. If it ain't you, then give me back my credit. But I want to say it was OB highlights. And where he looked, it was a game he played against Hopkins. Looked like a fucking lockdown, shut down corner. He had a couple of, like I say, he was with Detroit for a little bit. And he just kind of looked so, not so, as in coverage. But again, special teams guy, he's going to thrive. It was somebody else that was on my mind. Irvin, I think he's a bubble guy right now because you see Pope coming in and kind of being able to do the things that you would think that they would like to do, with him. And you're seeing that Pope, basically out the gate is able to get those things done. Irvin just may have to have a few more opportunities to show that he can do it. We talked about Anderson. Anderson's stock definitely dropped. And I think Anderson's stock has dropped throughout the entire preseason because we saw the depth chart come out. He was dead last on the depth chart almost. Well, I think even if I'm not mistaken, didn't Matt Lingel, however you say his name, didn't he have a catch? He had a catch last night, something like that. And I didn't mention on the upside, yeah, like Wink had mentioned, the offensive line, definitely look it up. Definitely looking like a plus. But on the negative side, I don't think I have too much negative to say. I just want to throw some shit on Lamb just because Lamb, you know, just because I got beef with Lamb for some reason. But overall, that offensive line, I have no complaints. You know, they held up relatively solid for what they were asked to do. He had 2 catches last night. Was it? Lingel had 2 catches. Okay. Let me see. But outside of that, I may say, you know, I'm overall, I'm not too disappointed. You know, Fairbairn made his field goals. Fairweather Fairbairn, ain't got no problem with it. But Fairbairn's actually all right. You know, actually, he's really not that bad. And I'm just trying to run down in my mind if there was anything else negative that stood out. We talked about Thornton looking good. I do want to talk about, in my opinion, you know, Akins was nice. But if I just want to talk about the single-handed, in my opinion, play of the game, Josh Kies was that fucking hit he laid. That's the kind of hits that maybe it might be old school. The newer generation might be more in love with the offensive side of the ball. But those kind of hits are what made me fall in love with the game in the first place. That's that make football violent again. And I'm glad no penalties, no flags, no anything were thrown. That almost restored my faith. And maybe this helmet rule won't be as egregious as it looked again, but I think it's going to be the crews that are calling. I think it's going to be a lot of factors that go into it. Thornton has been all right throughout the preseason. I mean, with the practice and stuff. Thornton's been okay. Like I say, there's been a couple of plays, but then there's been a couple of them he's gotten his ass kind of worked over. Oh, shout out Dirty D's 85. Appreciate that love. I don't know if you're new to the sauce. I think that name looked new to me. If not, if I missed you, I apologize. But thank you very much. I appreciate that love. And man, like I say, if some of y'all are new to this, man, if this is y'all's first time in the flavor, man, hey, hit that motherfucking like button, hit that motherfucking subscribe button. We do this every night. You know, usually I got the round with me, but like I say, it's gonna be a little bit of a shorter sauce tonight. I'm actually gonna have to wrap it up here in just a second. But we talking Texas all, you know, hey, we're gonna give it to y'all every day, man. Every day. I appreciate that love though, man. I appreciate the super saucy super chat love. It's been a while. Okay. Yeah, we will have a den at 10 tonight. I had a topic in mind and then I forgot it. Kevin Johnson did play, but they didn't want that work. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want no smoke with him. But we'll be at a Kush deal, man. Of course, Kush free. Look, it's been going on. What's today? The 10th? So it's been about 60 days. I think we're about like the 60-day mark of Kush freeness. And so we just been doing a little bit different in the den. But we're gonna have a good topic. I'll figure something out within the next few minutes. So yeah, make sure if you're not subscribed to the Gush Den, I definitely don't want to do that. That'll definitely get me banned from YouTube. Again, if y'all just like having good conversation, you know, not really necessarily sports talk, but we talk about anything, you know what I'm saying? We're all friends in the den, you know, whatever's on your mind. Again, whatever background you come from, it's a variety of opinions, and we just have good conversation, even though we hardly agree on the same things. It's always good conversation, no crazy arguments or anything like that. I think everybody pretty much gets along. And again, if it's just anything on your mind, and the Kush line will be active tonight in the Kush Den. And so we'll have no wine coolers, no none of that, no shenanigans. Yeah, we might have to talk about that, Screwson, because I've been seeing a lot of that lately. And it's something I would probably have to discuss. I have to talk about where are they coming from. Are they coming from the planet Zeldar? But yeah, man, we go together, did. We go motherfucker, we talk some shit. You know how it is, man. But I got to catch up out of here. I appreciate, sincerely. Hold on, let me unplug real quick. Take a little time. I just want to say, man, I thank y'all I appreciate y'all because time is that one asset that you can never recoup. But the fact that y'all take the time fucking with the sauce. I just want y'all to know it's going to be a hell of a season, man. You know, not only for the Texans, but for the sauce, for the round table, for just everything. We got big plans, and we really trying to take this shit to the next level, man, and really do something major. So if you got friends, if you got people you know that really fuck with the Texans, and they just want real uncensored sports talk, you know, sports conversation, man, hey, this is the lick, man. Put them on to the sauce, man. They'll thank you for it later, and I will thank you also. But with that being said, we're going to chunk up a deuce tonight. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. We'll be back at it tomorrow evening. And, hey, man, y'all stay saucy. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.